What's up everyone? Tiffany Quinn here, and this is our full body strength training. Through your workout today, I'll be helping you stimulate lean muscle development throughout your upper and your lower body using trisets format and the bodybuilding technique known as the drop sets method. This simply means that we'll be lightening the load of our weights after each interval we perform until we get to the rest point to maximize our time under tension. Now, all you need for equipment today is a set of light and medium and heavier dumbbells to work with. This would be ideal. However, if all you have to work with is one set of weights, this is okay as well. You can simply use those throughout the entire workout. Now smash that thumbs up button for me, subscribe to the channel for a new routine every week, and burn with me to the end where I'll be telling you what next month's free fitness guide will be, how you can grab a hold of it, and what challenges you have in store. All right everyone, let's do this. What's up everyone? I do hope you're ready for the kind of workout that you feel in the morning because we have our drop sets and tricep strength training to do. Now before we get into the workout, I do want you to remember that the weights that you decide to use today will be entirely dependent on your own skill level, what you're comfortable with using, and of course what's available to you. So make this workout your own. And now that I've said that, our format is going to be as follows. So we have a total of 10 trisets to cover. This will start with upper body, then we've got a section for core, then we've got lower body, and our timer will be set for 30 seconds work with our heavier weights, 30 seconds work with our medium weights, 30 seconds work with our lightest weights to complete that tricep, then we've got a 30-second rest. Now each time we lighten that load today, we're going to try to moderately pick up the tempo to get the most out of our time under tension. Now once we've gotten through those 10 trisets, that'll be our first 20 minutes of the workout. We're going to switch that timer for 40 seconds work with a 20 seconds rest, essentially our finisher and a combination of the exercises we've done or variations of them. All right, so we're going to start off with a scapular and shoulder mobility exercise just to warm things up before we go into our first tricep that's going to be lat focused. So I'd like you in a neutral position on the mat. Our feet are face forward, the shoulders are away from the ears to start, and we're bringing the hands up in front in line with the shoulders and holding roughly 30 to 40% tension through them. We're gonna be working through the scapula. Going in 4. You guys ready? It's gonna feel good. In 3, in 2, you'll just follow along with me, and 1. All right, hands are up in front, hold that tension, core is tight, push forward, elevate, retract back to press down through the scapula. Forward, elevate, trying to fight for range of motion back and down. Protract forward, elevate, come back and down. Great job. 2 more. Up, bring it back and down. Controlled. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now starting from the front, we're going to depress down, retract back, reversing it, elevate, and forward. Down, retract, elevate, punch forward. Come down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift, and punch ahead. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last 2. Last 1, 2, 3. Relax the shoulders, bring the arms out to the side through the shoulder joint now, rotating internally forward and externally back. Still holding the hands in line with the shoulders. Nice straight line, feeling powerful, taking up space in the room and fighting for more external rotation as you come back. More internal rotation, careful not to protract forward this time. Keeping the scapula in place. Last time back, last time forward, and relax those arms down. All right, from here you'll want to have all of your weights set out in front of you. 30 seconds is not a long time to work through, but I will give you some time between to transition to that next pair, all right? We're gonna have our feet again in that neutral position, hinging forward at the hips, starting with the lats. Palms are facing in with our heavier weights, and we're doing an alternating arm row. In 4, so that elbow comes towards the waist and down. On 1, to the left, squeeze up and lower. To the right, squeeze up and lower. The tempo is going to be slower with those heavier weights, and as I said before, we're gonna slightly pick that tempo up as we lighten the load. To the right and down. To the left and down. Thinking about the retraction, Protraction on the way down, retraction, protraction on the way down. Finish up on that opposite side and grab a hold of those medium weights. This time, dual arm. Hinging forward, palms are in, row and lower. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together and allowing a bit of a protraction and a stretch at the bottom. Back is straight, core is nice and tight, facing straight ahead. 2 more. Last one, lower those weights, grab a hold of your lightest set. Stance is a bit wider now. Hinge forward, slight bend in the knees, and we ground down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Speed the tempo up, 20 seconds, then a 30-second rest. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold tension in those arms. The chest is staying facing the floor for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me 2 more. And lower the weights down. Not too bad, right? So we're going into biceps to follow. Again, starting with our alternating. The elbows are going to be tucked towards the waist at a 90-degree angle to the top and lower, to the top and lower, going in 15 seconds. It's going to go fast. Especially since you have that switch of the weight, that knocks out 5 or 10 seconds itself. All right, in 2, in 1, tuck the elbows towards the waist, to the left to the shoulder, and back to 90, right to the shoulder, back to 90, squeeze that bicep muscle. Even if it's only 3 or 4 reps here, I don't mind. Up, slow to lower, squeeze, slow to lower. 1 more on that right, lower it down, straight change to your medium weights, still at that 90 degrees to the shoulder with both, and lower. Lock the elbows tight to the waist, you don't want those to move. We're thinking about contracting that biceps muscle. And down, 20 seconds. And down. Now with those lighter weights, we're gonna start from the thighs all the way to the top, baby. Let's get 2 more in there. Back is straight, core tight. Last one. Lower those down, switch those lighter weights. Palms are faced out in front of the thighs, all the way to shoulder level, all the way down. And lower. If you can, let's speed it up. And lower. Quick up, slow down, quick up. Incredible. 5, 4, give it meaning. 3, 2, 1, we're not done. Come down to 90 and a little bit lower and pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, straight into shoulders for our next tricep. You only have 1 more set specifically for upper body. Then we're gonna be working the core, a little bit of waist, some balance, and arms, all right? Overhead shoulder press is next. Again, alternating. So we're gonna have the palms face out. Elbows are in line with the shoulder with a slight angle forward, wherever feels best for you. In 3, to the left and the right, in 2, and 1. Press, slow to lower. Slow to lower, not allowing the torso to tilt any direction. And you're doing amazing, you look great right now. Even if you're all sweaty and you know your arms are on fire already, try to get through this with me. 1 more either side. Last one on that right. Bring the palms in, lower those weights, switch over to the medium set. For me, that's my 10. This time we go with both and slow to lower to shoulder level. Try not to let them come down further, not locking out the elbows at the top. Know that you can do this. 30 seconds. I mean, you can make it through 30 seconds. Then you get that quick break to bring oxygen back to the muscle, and then you go back in. Let's get 2 more. Last one. Use that transition time and go to those your lightest set. This time it's up, lower, pulse. Press, lower, pulse. 20 seconds. Then we're straight into core, all in standing today. Tempo's a little bit higher here. Fight for those 30 seconds. Another 3, 2. Last one, pulse it out for 3, for 2, and down. Okay, we're taking a wide stance now. Feet are face forward towards me. And for this, your palm can either face outward or in, and you may want to use a lighter weight if you've never done this one. So we're taking the arm straight overhead, making sure it doesn't come behind us. We've got 1 tricep per side here. We're gonna follow the leg down and back up. Let's go. Coming down, 2, 3, face the weight, up, 2, 3, core tight. Squeeze the oblique muscles. And up, 2, 3. And lower, 2, 3. Squeeze the core. Hold that focus on the weight. Arm is staying straight. Last one, down. Last raise up, bring that palm in towards the shoulder, lower and over to our medium weight. Overhead, either palm in or palm out. Down, 2, 3, we're adding to it. Up, 2, 3, bring it in and press. And up, 2, 3, bring it in to press. Work that arm. And raise, in and up. Last 2. In and up, one more. In and lower down. Switch to your lightest weight. This time it's 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, bring it in, squat, press. Wake up the lower body, that's what's next. In, squat, press. How you feeling? Is that arm fatigued yet? I know, I feel it too. Raise and press, last one. I feel it in my bicep right now, oh yeah. Last one, come up from that squat and lower the weight down. All right, you get that 30-second break. Over to the other side, now you know what to expect, right? I feel like always the first time we go through a workout like this, kind of like, all right, let me try to keep up with you. But the second time you revisit it, you know what to expect. You anticipate the next move and you do a lot better. All right, grabbing a hold of your heavier weight, palm in or facing forward. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width distance. Make sure the arm is not coming behind you. And let's take it down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Slow with that heavier weight. And raise, both hips stay facing forward. You're moving through the torso, into that windmill, and up. You're almost there. Give me one more with the heavier set. Lift up, bring that weight in, lower it down to the mat, onto our medium weight. This time we add that press. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, bring it in, Arnold press. 2, 3, up. 2, 3, bring it in, and up. Girl, you've got this, keep fighting. Fight for progress. Even if it means using no weight here. Eventually you'll be using that weight, then you'll be using a heavier weight, it just takes time. Bring it up, bring it in, switch to your lighter weight. Now we add the squat. Overhead, come down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, and in, squat, press. Of course, at your own pace. Want the heart rate up today, I think is what I'm getting at. And raise, in, squat, press. Can we get 2 more here? I think we can. And press. Last one. Last raise, give me one more squat and lower that weight down. Now we are going into our lower body section of the workout. So before we do, we're gonna wake the hips and the pelvic area up a bit to disassociate the pelvic region from the lower back, which is a hard thing to do, but I do want us to train for it. So our first step is to come into our narrow, rather neutral stance on the mat. Hands come behind the temples. We're going to hinge forward through the hips and back up. I want you to think about using this anterior hip tissue to flex forward and bring you down rather than just lowering your upper body. So we're flexing forward through the anterior hip tissue and pressing ourselves back into extension to raise. Pressing the weight into the heels. Try to form that mind to body connection. This is a tricky one. down, and raise. We're gonna take it one last time. Come forward. Now form a micro bend in the knees. Place the palms on the top of your knees, right above them. We are going to posteriorly tuck forward with the hips and anteriorly rotate back. It's gonna feel a little odd. Come forward with those hips, tucking the tailbone under and into extension, anterior rotation back. Trying not to move the mid or upper spine. Chest is facing forward. Into anterior rotation. And now come to neutral. Relax the hands. We're gonna lean a little bit further. Palms are facing in, straightened out, tuck forward, curling under. And anterior rotation back. Increasing that stretch. Tuck forward. And take it back into extension. And back. And you can come into neutral and lift yourself up. So I know it feels a little strange. Over time, it does really help to unlock hinge points that you might have, especially during squats and lunges and the likes, all right? So we have 20 seconds until we go into our first lower body exercise, one of all of our favorites. I know you'll like it. We're going straight into our narrow deadlifts and up. Grab hold of your heavier set. Going in 5 seconds. You keeping up? You doing all right? You're doing fine. I think you're doing great. Feet are forward, shoulders back and down, chest is proud and lifted. Place that weight in the heels. Same thing. Think about using the anterior hip tissue to flex yourself forward and press yourself back up. It's not just a drop of the upper body. Coming down and pressing yourself back up into a standing position. And raise, last one. You can bring those medium weights into your hands now. We add a pulse, coming down into flexion, pulse, and raise into extension. Keep the weights close to the body, looking to feel that stretch in the hamstrings and stopping at your end point where that hip rotation stops. Another 3. Another 2. Sorry about the heavy breathing in the mic. I'm right there with you. Last one. Pulse. Raise. Grab a hold of your lighter weights. You can either continue with the regular deadlifts or you can come down into that flexion to your end range here, and we're gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, through extension and flexion for 4, 3, 2. Feels different, right? 1. Lift it up. Last time, come down to your end range and pulse the last 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Raise it up into standing. Next up, forward leaning sumo squat, or you can perform them upright, whatever feels best for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a hold of my heavier weight here. And I think I'm actually going to grab my 20 because I'm not gonna feel it without that. All right, weight is gonna hold low. Look, surprise. Take the feet nice and wide, slightly out to 45 degrees. The knees are wide, and we come down nice and slow and up. Slow to lower, slight lean forward, or you can stay upright to work more of the glutes. Personally, I like to tackle the hamstrings, the quads, the glutes, a little bit more than that. And raise like you're sitting down into a chair. And up. And up. Feel that burn. And raise. Last time, lower that weight down. And instead of the squat, this time, we're gonna go ahead and go with some dumbbell swings through the center of the legs and raise. And raise. Pressing up with the hips. Squeezing the glutes at the top. Weight comes to shoulder level. Breath out, breath in. Stay with me, don't leave, we're almost there. We've got one more set to go. And then we've got our finisher. Last one. Allow that weight to come behind and to a stop. Grab a hold of your lighter weights. Keeping that wide stance. Weight start at the shoulder. Down tap and up. Squat tap and up. Work for it. It's just a dumbbell curl added to a little bit of a squat. Okay, maybe a lot of squat. Whew. Another 4, 3, 2, 1, and raise it up. All right, weights can go down. Take your quick rest. Your girl here is gonna grab some water, and I want you to prep yourself for our suitcase squats. Both weights are gonna be at our sides for this one. Now working the quads in 10 seconds. We're almost there. You can do this. You got 10 minutes after this. What's 10 minutes? In 3, weight to the side, 2, 1, coming down into our suitcase squat, and raise. Something I do like to do is tilt the head of the dumbbell forward and try to tap the mat with it. And up. And up. Try to take those weights a little bit wider. Think about contracting the quads on the way up. Knees are not buckling inward. One more. Lift it up. Grab a hold of your medium weights. This time, front load squats. Feet are face forward, a little bit wider than hip width distance, coming down and back up. Try not to lean the torso forward too much. I want you upright. And raise. And raise, you're almost there. Last one, then you get like a whole minute break after this. And raise. Last one, lift up. Finally, those lighter weights. We switch from the one we started with, suitcase squat, to the shoulder, front load squat, and down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Another 4. And 3, finish strong. 2 more full reps. Last one, last squat, and lower those weights. From here, you get to decide what weight you'd like to use for our finisher. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. Grab some water, like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet, because we're working hard here, okay? And I'm gonna get our timer ready. All right, I'm going with my 10-pound weights. And typically, as I get through a pretty tough workout, I will lighten the load because I'm starting to hit that fatigue point. It's gonna help me offset it, so never feel bad for doing that. Our first exercise is exactly what we started with, into our hinge forward arm rows. Going in 4. Hope you had enough of a break. In 2. In 1, 40 seconds on, hinge it forward, core is tight. Up towards the waist and lower. Retract the shoulder blades. Allow a bit of a protraction to stretch. Not overemphasizing it here, but I really want you to think about what muscle you're working. And forward. Retract back and forward. If you can, hinge a little bit further. Core is nice and tight. You've got 10 seconds to go. Just follow with me. Another 3. And 2. Last one. And bring yourself up from that position. We're going again with our 2-arm curls. This time we're gonna add a clean to it. So almost like a deadlift, but not quite as low. Coming down and into that curl to the shoulders. In 3, back stays straight, core is nice and tight. 2 and 1. Slight hinge forward, use momentum to come up. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Hip flexion, extension. Same thing we just practiced. I like finding new ways and techniques to connect mind to body, because a lot of the things that we're taught in just standard fitness, it only takes you so far. So it's nice to have a different variation of how to look at it, since we all do learn differently. Another 3. Another 2. That is one that actually stuck with me. Last one, to shoulders and lower those weights down. Bottom to top curls now. Sticking with what we did earlier, palms are facing out towards the thighs, all the way to the shoulders, all the way lower. Hold that tension through the arms. Shoulders are away from the ears and down. And again, you look amazing. I really like your hair today. Let's go. Just don't want you to hate me too much. to the shoulders, and slowly lower. Now, if you are gonna take a break right now, and your arms need a little rest, that's all right. Put the weights down and go subscribe to my channel. All the way up and all the way lower. Oh, and like the video, that does help. You got 20 seconds to go, I'm just talking you through it. Another 3, I didn't think I could make it through this today. Guess what, I'm right here. Another 2. Last one, slowly lower, pause at 90, pulse 3, 2, 1, and all the way down. We've got our single arm overhead press to follow. Now, both of those weights are gonna come up towards the shoulders. Now take them into that 90-degree angle, slightly forward with the arms. Going in 4, 3, 2, and we press and lower. Last one for arms, then we finish off with lower body. Slowly down. Slowly down. Final burnout. You could do this. And you're doing a heck of a lot better than the person on the couch watching Mean Girls right now. And it's an outdated movie, so I don't know. No, it's really not outdated. That's still a good movie. I think I'm gonna go watch a movie after this. Press, 2, 3, 4. Another 3. Another 2. Last one, slowly down, palms come in and lower into our Romanian deadlifts. If you'd like to add to this, we're taking one step back on the right, by the way. Left leg is forward, placing that weight through the heel and flexing and extending through the hip, coming down into an upright row. And row, let's go. I love when things rhyme automatically. And up, flex and extend. Upper body hinges forward through that flexion and comes up through extension. Weight comes up to shoulder level. I don't even mind if you're using a can of soup right now. I'm still applauding you and cheering you on. You're doing amazing. Think of where you're going to be a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. You're gonna look back on that day that you struggled through and say, I am really glad I stuck it out. Another 3, and 2. Last one, lower the weight down gently and over to that other side. It's like dancing, just a really awkward version of it. 10 seconds. I've been really thirsty through this one. You know what though, I have a you know what coming up, the monthly. I always get more thirsty right before. I have like all symptoms you could ever imagine, including klutziness. Come down and raise the shoulder. Actually, when I filmed the beginning of this, because I had to do it twice, perfectionist syndrome, I actually tripped over one of my own weights. It's not like I didn't know I put it there. It's just that's what happens to me. I get klutzy, I get emotional, alongside everything else you could think of. And raise the shoulder. And raise. We've got 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Make it graceful and lower it down. Good morning deadlift to follow. If you've never done this move, I want you hands only, no weight, okay? Or the lightest one you have. We're taking the weight behind, about where the hairline ends. Elbows are out. Now again, we're going through flexion and extension, pressing the weight into the heels. Narrow to slightly wider stance, find what works for you, pushing the booty back and away, allowing the hamstrings to stretch, and extending back up. Following the eye gaze forward, and raise. We're almost done. We have 3 more to go. And raise. So you just crushed it through 7 minutes. Technically 27, but I'm counting the circuit as 7. And raise just to motivate you a little bit more. You can't have too much credit. That's like when they gave E's in high school. Like if you failed a class, they're like, no, you get an E for effort. I am not that teacher. All right, last one. Raise up and bring that weight back overhead and down into our forward leaning sumo squat or upright, whichever you prefer. What I mean by that, by the way, is if you're right here, you're working more of the glutes. If you're hinged forward, we're hitting a bit more of the hamstrings on the way up. Makes sense. In 3, oh, I gotta go heavier for this. In 2, in 1. All right, Forward lean and raise through the heels. Coming down, tapping the mat with that weight and back up. If you want it to be a true sumo deadlift style squat, drop the weight off and raise, pick it back up, raise. 1, 2, 1, 2. I leave it up to you. Tell me why I just wanted to say Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars fan. My dad was. Last one. And lower down and up to standing. Now we're actually going to somewhat repeat that exercise, adding a little bit of a variation to it. Okay. So we're coming into our sumo squat stance. This time we are staying upright. And in 5 seconds, we're gonna come down. We're gonna pulse for 3, 2, 1, and up. Let's go. Come down as far as you can. Now pulse for 3, 2, 1, and raise. Torso's lifted. Tall and proud. I wish I was taller, but it's not what I was blessed with. Back up. Slow to lower. Pulse 3, 2, 1. The thighs are burning and up. Lower for 3, 2, 1, and back up. 2 more. And raise. Last one. And raise. And you can lower that weight down. And for this last move, no weights. All right? We're gonna hit those thighs because we didn't do enough for inner thighs today. So now we're working the leg. The quads must be burning. I hear you. You're good. Keep going. Last 40 seconds. Feet are wide, out and away from you now. Booty comes down below the torso. Pulse and quarter way raise. Pulse, quarter of the way up. Come down, pulse, quarter of the way up. Quarter of the way up. Stay strong. Fight through it. Remember that you, that version of yourself 3 months ago, 3 months later, not ago. And up. 1, 2, quarter of the way up. Another 4. Quarter of the way up. 3. Do not come all the way. 2. Almost there. Last one. Pulse, and now you can come to standing if your legs are not entirely jello. So that is our all standing dumbbell strength, trisets, drop sets workout, which was kind of intense, not gonna lie. But I am happy that I pulled that 20-pound weight out because there are days that I don't feel like I can, but I know once I get started, I get moving, things are warmed up, my energy comes to me, and then it's no problem. All right, so make sure to like the video if you haven't yet. If I didn't drive that home enough, subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned to the end where I'll be telling you what next month's workout guide will be. It's going to be an incredible experience, so you do want to stay tuned to hear about it. All right, everyone, have an amazing night. I'm gonna go shower. Incredible work today, everyone. I do want to take a moment to congratulate you on completing the last of your March fitness guide. Now, just because this is our last new upload of March does not mean you have to stop there. We are starting our brand new April fitness guide next Wednesday on April 3rd, and to prepare for it, all you have to do is download your free calendar from the links below. This is going to be our April up-tempo strength and mobility series. Now within this guide, not only are you going to get your 5 workouts a week to complete, but I will be bringing you a new upload every Wednesday featuring our slightly faster paced mobility exercises interwoven into our dumbbell strength training. This is going to help you increase your pain-free range of motion, your ability during your strength training, and the progress you make with it. So I do hope to see you there, and if you've never used one of my calendars before, please know that the YouTube icons are clickable links to each day's workout, and if for any reason they aren't working on your phone, you can also find these days in order on the playlist section of my YouTube channel. We'll be kickstarting this off next Wednesday, as I said, on April 3rd, with a hip and knee mobility and strength drill. Okay, everyone, don't forget to like the video for me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the start of our next new journey.